Chris from Laser Lemming, and I'm back. Last week I said I was going to put out multiple videos, and I did, just on my comedy channel. I also was going to put out multiple videos on this channel. I even filmed multiple videos, but only one of them showed up. Other one, I was unable to put it up on the channel, and I'm sorry for that. But I did film it, and I'll just go over a brief overview of what that was about real quick. It was about Power Rangers. You might have heard Bryan Cranston, Walter White from Breaking Bad, Heisenberg. He is playing Zordon in the Power Rangers reboot movie. It comes out next summer. And he's going to be playing Zordon. You know, the big floating head. I don't know if you ever saw the original Power Rangers, but he was the guy. Zordon was the one who gave the Power Rangers their power, and he gave them their weapons and their Zords. It was great. Now, it's kind of weird because you think of Power Rangers, you think of pretty low budget. I mean, the show itself is rented out, Super Senpai, whatever. It's from Japanese shows. It's just a show. It's a Japanese show that's chopped up with American footage of, you know, kids at school. And when you think of the movie, I think they want to do it a little bigger. I'm hoping they go for the PG-13. Actually, I really want them to go for a hard R. But I think a PG-13 is the best we can expect. Probably going to get a PG, but PG-13 would be cool, you know? Anyway, I digress. Bryan Cranston, Power Rangers. I think it's a good thing. A lot of people don't know that the dude is also very funny. He's a very talented actor, but he's also very funny. If you ever watched him in Malcolm in the Middle, hilarious guy. He played Hal, Malcolm's dad, and he was also on Seinfeld, King of Queens, and a bunch of other sitcoms you may or may not have watched. Anyway, I think that's pretty cool. But I want to talk about the NX now. You know, Nintendo's next system. And the rumors are swirling about heavily. They're swirling all around saying that the NX is not going to be using discs. It's going to be using cartridges. They're going back to cartridges. At least that's what the rumors are saying. And I think that's pretty cool. A lot of people think that's pretty cool. There is some confusion about that, though, because the story, you know, the story behind cartridges has been pretty negative since the N64 era. Nintendo lost a lot of third-party support because they chose to stick with cartridges. Now, the reason they chose to stick with cartridges during that generation was because of load times. They did not want load times on their system. And that made the games more expensive to produce. Because cartridges, thick plastic cartridges with a chip inside, memory, that cost a lot more to make than a cheap plastic CD. So the PlayStation new system ended up getting more third-party support than the established Nintendo brand. Now, Nintendo did okay in that generation, but a lot of people blame discs as one of their main reasons for decline. And, you know, it probably was one of the reasons. Now, when the GameCube came out, they had the little mini disc. They were moving towards progress, but, again, it was about a third the size of what a DVD offered. That's what the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox offered. They used DVDs. And then, I mean, so the GameCube was a DVD essentially, but it was proprietary. Moving on to the Wii, they were making progress. They had about the same size format as the Xbox and the PlayStation. Oh, not the PlayStation 3, but the Xbox 360 and the Wii had the same size discs. They could, actually, the Wii might have been a little bit bigger. I can't remember, but anyway, they were making progress. And the Wii U, again, making progress. They were using a proprietary Blu-ray disc. They just weren't paying for the Blu-ray license. Now, a double-sided Wii U disc is about 25 gigabytes of space. Double-sided Blu-ray, standard Blu-ray is about 50. Ultra HD Blu-rays, I believe, are about 100 gigabytes. Lots of space. So why move back to cartridges? Well, there's a few reasons. The main reason people are thinking this to be is because people think that the NX is going to be a hybrid console slash handheld. Now, I'm kind of hoping it's two separate devices that can use the same games, which would be cool. So you could pop in or pop out the game from the NX console, pop it into your NX handheld, be on your merry way. Now, if that's true, that's pretty cool because load times, again, going back to 1995 with the N64, load times are suddenly not gone, but diminished significantly. If you ever played a DS or 3DS game, compare it to a PSP game, which used the UMD little mini disc like the GameCube and a little plastic casing that broke, it was night and day. PSP had long load times often. DS, not so much. And while load times would not disappear completely, they would get a lot better. And I think that's pretty cool. Another cool possibility about using cartridges again would be that DLC could be stored on the game itself, as well as the save file. So that's a lot less data you're using on the onboard memory. That's pretty cool. It's like having a memory card built into the game, so you could take the game with you to your friend's house, pop it in, not needing a memory card, not needing to log into your profile, and you play it just as is. That's kind of cool. It reminds me a lot of the Blockbuster days, or whatever video store you went to, and you rented the game, and there was already a save file. You could choose to play off of that person, or you could play a new file yourself. And I think that's neat. I think that will bring back something lost, something that we no longer have. So you got better load times, you have more storage space. Like I said, you could probably fit DLC, maybe a season's pass worth of data on top of the game, because think about it like this. There are lots of different cartridge-based media out there. You've got things like the SD cards, mini SD cards, even the 3DS game cartridges, which are proprietary, and that's the route Nintendo will probably go. But if you look at like a SanDisk SD card, they go in 8 gigabyte sizes. So you got 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, and so on. So say they went with a 64 gigabyte disc or cartridge, a 64 gigabyte cartridge. Imagine that. Because right now, the standard is 50 on a double-sided Blu-ray. Not all games use a double-sided Blu-ray. That's plenty of space. That's plenty of space, at least for right now. And that means, let's say they used a full 50 gigabytes of game. That leaves 16 gigabytes left of space to use on save files and DLC. Not bad. Not bad. I think that would be pretty cool. But I'd like to know your thoughts. What do you think about going back to cartridges? Now, one disadvantage of going back to cartridges is that since they are so small, suckers are pretty easy to lose. You're going to always want to have it in the box. And that's all I could think of. That's all I got. You know, they're not relying on batteries like they used to, as far as I know, for the save file. I mean, like the Super Nintendo game, your old Pokemon game on the Game Boy, they all had a battery in it to keep your save file going. But not anymore. Not anymore. It's pretty cool. So let me know your thoughts. What do you think about going back to cartridges? What do you think about Bryan Cranston playing Zordon in the Power Rangers? Let me know. Comment section below. Subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll see you next time.